You are the best financial advisor you'll ever find to manage your investments.
You talking to me? Then who the hell else are you talking? You talking to me?
Yes, you heard that right. I did say you. You don't need to know the first thing about the stock market to set up a system to effectively grow your wealth over many years. And the beauty here is that you can do this while keeping other people's greedy fingers away from your hard-earned cash. You may think it makes sense to leave it to the experts for a low cost of 1% per year, but what you may not realize, by letting someone else manage your investments, you're coughing up well over 25% of your net worth over the long haul. The aim of this video is to show you just how much the financial advisor fees and actively managed funds' high expense ratios add up to over the years. And more importantly, how you can eliminate these fees altogether while also outperforming the portfolio that the financial advisor maintains for you. By taking control of your wealth and investing it in low-cost market indexes, you will outperform the masses. And you'll do so while never having to make a decision on which stock to invest in, not paying unreasonably high expense ratios for actively managed funds, and in addition to that, not having to pay usually a 1% assets under management fee to your financial advisors that's maintaining your portfolio. And I promise this will all make perfect sense to you by the end of the video, regardless of your investing experience. But before we dive into the video, if you're new to the channel, my name's Jeff, and here I talk about growing your net worth with simple, time-tested solutions. Okay, it never hurts to start with another quote by the legendary investor Warren Buffett. When trillions of dollars are managed by Wall Streeters charging high fees, it will usually be the managers who reap outsized profits, not the clients. Both large and small investors should stick with low-cost index funds. Think about it this way. Your financial advisor is using your hard-earned money to reach their version of financial freedom. And usually they have incentive to invest your money in actively managed funds with high expense ratios. If they knew that you know how well market indexes with low costs that are passively managed perform over the years, they would know that you, A, wouldn't be in the actively managed funds because it's underperforming the market over a big stretch of years, and B, why would you pay them a 1% fee in addition to all that to manage your portfolio? And later on in this video, I'm going to show you just how much these fees really add up as time goes on. And now you're probably thinking, okay, Jeff, if a financial advisor isn't worth it, then how exactly should I manage my investments? And this will slightly vary based on your age, your goal, your risk tolerance, and your cash flow needs. However, a great place for anyone to start is with a low-cost S&P 500 tracking fund. I personally think the ETF VOO, VOO, is a great starting point for any person at any age. VOO is an index of 500 leading publicly traded companies in the United States. And this is the main index that financial advisors and Wall Streeters are comparing their performance against. It's commonly referred to as the market. And what I say is, if you can't beat it, buy it. And while positive returns are never a guaranteed thing when you invest your money in the stock market, the S&P 500 does have a long track history of positive performance. The S&P 500 has a total return of about 10% per year over the last 100 years. And the total return over the last 50 years is just a touch over 11%. Okay, I think we have what we need now. Let's dive into an example that shows just how much having someone else manage your money really costs you over time. So this is a mutual fund calculator, and it ultimately is here to help you see what an expense ratio ends up costing. It's from NerdWallet, and I'll leave a link in the description if you would like to come out and play with this calculator. But basically we're going to start with, and I plugged some numbers in here already. We're gonna say we have $2,000 to begin investing, but this is someone a little younger that has 35 years of a time horizon. And then we're going to start with an expense ratio of 1%. And we're saying that we're putting in $500 per month. This is an annual contribution. So this will be $500 per month. and we're going to assume a 10% return on our investments. And so I've actually cheated, and I've already done this. I put these numbers in, I already hit calculate. But once you do, down below it shows with the scenario up here, your ending value would be $1.45 million. The ending value gross before the fees is $1.84 million. So the fees ultimately costed almost $400,000 over this time horizon. And what I would like to do now is jump over to a spreadsheet that I put together. If you look at these fees of $393 and our ending value of $1.451, you get the same scenario on my spreadsheet over here. And so I put in the same factors: our beginning balance, our yearly contribution of $6,000, that's $500 a month, rate of return of 10%, expense ratio of 1. And as you can see, we get that same fee of $393 and an ending balance of $1.45 million. So not even counting the assets under management fee that you'll pay a financial advisor, just a 1% expense ratio would cost almost $400,000. But the reason I put together this spreadsheet was ultimately to show you actually only pay $137,000. And that's what a financial advisor might advertise. You know, you really do only pay 1% fees. Where you lose all this money is the opportunity cost and the compound interest effect of the money that isn't there growing. Every fee that you pay each year, the first year it's only $80. After year 5, you're paying $400. Then you get up to $1,000 after 10 years. And this is an annual thing. I've collapsed it just to hide some of these years so we don't have to see them all. But this money is ultimately paid out of your pocket to the expense ratio to manage the fee, and it's money that's not there anymore getting the 10%. So out the door, like your literal cost is $138,000. Your true cost is almost $400,000, which again matches this website here. So this is a good calculator. I just wanted to show a further breakdown of the numbers over here. So you're paying 21% of your net worth at the end of the day when you have a 1% expense ratio, which is pretty typical. And now asset under management should be about 1% as well. So you can use that here, this asset under management fee. And as you can see, that raised your fees paid. Actual fees out the door is $233,000 now. The cost of the asset under management and expense ratio was nearly $700,000. And now your true fee percentage, you lost 37% of your net worth. Now, if your expense ratio was only 0.75%, then your true fees would be $618K. Someone might argue that their expense ratio isn't over 1, but you really have to look at your fees because a lot of times they really do pick the actively managed high expense ratio funds. So say this is 1 and this is 0.75, but I'll give you a truth. I've helped multiple people review their portfolios. Very rarely do they return as well as the S&P 500. Realistically, you would probably be looking at 8% returns if the market, like 2% worse than the market. And to be honest with you, that's favorable. That's being generous in my opinion. And at 8% returns, you have, with the fees included, you have $773,000 left at the end, and you've lost 32. It goes down that much. But if you roll with the S&P 500 index, from 773, we'll go rate of return, 10% for the average index, expense ratio, we'll just put in 0, assets under management 0, you're self-managing this. This is technically 0.03. But then you would have $1.84 million at the end of doing it yourself. So that's a difference of over $1 million, as you can see, compared to this scenario a very realistic scenario. If anything, I think this could be a little bit lower, quite honestly, from what I've seen, but we're talking 7 figures here is what this truly costs you over time. All right, so I hope you see now why an S&P 500 fund is a great place to start your portfolio. But there are also other passively managed low fee funds that are great for different scenarios, depending on where you are in your investing journey, how old you are, what your goals are, if you need more passive income now, or if you're more concerned about growing for later. So the S&P 500 is a great core, and it's something, no matter what age you are, you really do want it involved. But we will supplement more growth-oriented funds, for example, for younger people, generally speaking, and more dividend-producing or passive income-producing now funds for someone that's retired and needs to supplement Social Security. Maybe they have a pension or some other stream of income, but they need that little bit of extra. And I'll go into some more details on some specific ETFs that I like for different situations in the next video, and I'll be sure to leave a link to that down below. And if you found this video useful, please gently give that like button a tap and subscribe if you'd like to see more content like this in the future. Thanks again for watching this video. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you here next week. Peace.